Iron deposits have been fundamental to the development of the steel industry and the evolution of the global mining industry. With iron, we build ships and trains that transport different products around the world, as well as support the buildings and structures in which we live. There are three main types of iron ore deposits. Banded iron formations, BIFs. Iron oxide apatite deposits, IOA. Pisolitic sedimentary iron deposits. Each of these deposits has geological and economic characteristics that make them unique and strategically significant for iron production. In this third season of the Geoestima podcast, we have been discussing the main types of ore deposits. In today's chapter, we will focus on iron deposits to continue talking and learning more about the geo-mining and metallurgical business in Chile and around the world. Banded iron formations. 90% of worldwide iron production comes from BIF-type deposits, banded iron formations. These deposits are chemical sedimentary rock formations characterized by rhythmic layering, from millimetric to centimetric scale, with alternating bands of iron minerals, oxides, carbonates, or silicates, and siliceous minerals, chert and jasper. They are predominantly late Archean to Paleoproterozoic age, 3.0 to 1.8 giga-annum, and formed in marine basins. Originally, the atmosphere was practically anoxic, meaning it had very low oxygen levels. The oceans were reducing environments, rich in ferrous ion, a highly soluble element in the absence of oxygen. With the appearance of oxygen, produced by photosynthetic cyanobacteria activity, the oceans and lakes slowly became saturated with oxygen, which caused the dissolved iron to precipitate as oxides, magnetite and hematite, carbonates, siderite, or iron silicates, grunrite, greenolite, and minnesotate. As this reaction depleted the dissolved oxygen, photosynthesis would cause a new oxygen saturation, which would restart iron precipitation. These pulses generated the alternating iron and silicate bands previously mentioned. Given their origin, these deposits are of great magnitude, and now we find them in different cratonic regions around the world, particularly in Brazil, Australia, United States, South Africa, India, and China. About geological environments and their classification. There are three main types of BIF, classified according to their tectonic context and the timing of their formation. Superior type. These were formed on stable continental platforms and in extensive sedimentary basins. They are characterized as massive-scale deposits, with great lateral continuity, thousands of square kilometers. They are not directly associated with volcanic rocks, but rather with lutites, quartzite, and dolomites. These deposits are the most economically important and are found in Hamersley Group of the Pilbara Craton in Western Australia, where Rio Tinto operations are located. Rio Tinto is the largest iron producer in this region, operating 17 mines, along with BHP, which concentrates its operations in 5 mining centers. Carajás Complex, Serra Norte and Serra Sul, operated by Vale, located in the Amazon region in northern Brazil, in the southeastern part of Pará state, within the Amazonian Craton. This is considered the richest iron district in the world in terms of grade, meaning mineral purity. Iron Quadrangle, Quadrilatero Ferrífero, is located in southeastern Brazil, in the southern part of the São Francisco Craton. It surrounds the city of Belo Horizonte and encompasses historic cities such as Ouro Preto and Mariana. Mesabi Range in the United States is located in the Superior Craton, in the Biwabik Formation. The main mining operations include Mesabi Metallics Nashwauk, Mintac Mine, United States Steel, and Hibbing Taconite. Algoma type, these are related to island arcs and greenstone belts. These deposits are smaller but thicker. They are closely linked to submarine volcanic activity and hydrothermal centers. They are typically deformed and metamorphosed. Rapidan type, their environment is related to global glaciation contexts, theory of the snowball Earth. They are characterized as being younger and scarce. The most common extraction method for these iron deposits is open-pit mining due to the massive and often near-surface nature of the deposits. Iron oxide apatite deposits. Iron oxide apatite deposits are iron-rich and low in copper and sulfur. They are deposits of magmatic hydrothermal origin, also known as Karuna-type deposits. They are massive magnetite deposits that constitute one of the most important and enigmatic iron sources in the world. Their mineralogy is simple, magnetite plus apatite plus or minus actinolite, and they are found in volcanic or subvolcanic environments of magmatic arcs. The geological setting for these deposits requires very specific tectonic and magmatic conditions. They form primarily at convergent margins, volcanic arcs, or in crustal extension contexts, rifts. They are spatially related to igneous rocks of intermediate to felsic composition, andesites, dacites, rhyolites, or diorites, and their emplacement is typically controlled by large strike-slip fault systems, such as the Atacama Fault System in Chile, which act as conduits for the rapid ascent of fluids or magnetite-rich magmas. They occur as massive bodies, veins, large-scale breccias, and stratabound manto-type deposits. Their mineralogy is characterized by magnetite, occasionally altered to hematite or specularite, and the gangue minerals are composed of fluor-rich apatite and actinolite. Trace elements are enriched in rare earth elements, vanadium, and phosphorus. Their genesis has always sparked considerable debate among economic geology experts. Today, however, most experts support a model that combines magmatic and hydrothermal processes. The liquid immiscibility model, purely magmatic, proposes that a silicate-rich magma spontaneously separates into two immiscible liquids, a silica-rich magma and a fluid iron oxide phosphorus melt, extremely dense and fluid, which is injected into the surrounding rocks to form massive bodies. The bubble flotation model, magmatic hydrothermal, is currently the most widely accepted. It includes 4 stages. First, crystallization in a magma chamber of andesitic composition, where small magnetite crystals begin to form. Second is volatile exsolution. As pressure decreases, the magma releases vapor bubbles, water and chlorine. Third is when gas bubbles attach to the magnetite crystals. Due to their buoyancy, these bubble magnetite pairs rise rapidly through the magma. Finally, enrichment occurs, as this supercritical fluid scavenges iron and phosphorus from the magma. Upon reaching the shallower zones of the crust, decompression and cooling trigger the massive precipitation of magnetite and apatite. Relevant examples. In Chile, the Cretaceous iron belt of the coastal Cordillera, Los Colorados, El Romeral, El Algarrobo, and the El Laco volcano, famous for its magnetite flows. In Sweden, the Kiruna deposit, Kirunavaara, which gives its name to this type of deposit. In Iran, the Bafq-Saghan district, Choghart. Their extraction is typically either open pit or underground, depending on the nature of the deposit. The ore is then processed to produce magnetite concentrates through crushing, grinding, and magnetic separation stages. This last stage is performed due to the magnetic properties of this mineral. As we mentioned, magnetite is used as iron ore in steel production. It can also be used in the fabrications of magnetic pigments and magnetic recording media. Even so, it has medical applications. Pisolitic sedimentary iron deposits. Pisolitic sedimentary iron deposits, technically known as channel iron deposits, represent a secondary but highly profitable iron source. Unlike BIFs, which are massive marine formations, these form in continental environments. These deposits are characterized by a pisolitic texture, spherical grains larger than 2 mm that originate through erosion and reposition processes. Source: they form from the erosion of pre-existing iron formations, usually BIFs. In elevated areas. Formation environment: they occur in paleochannels of ancient fluvial systems. Iron is transported in solution or as detritus and precipitates as goethite and hematite around nuclei, forming the pisolites. Lithology: the resulting rock is an ironstone composed of cemented pisolites by a ferruginous matrix. They are often found as deposits at high elevations due to relief inversion. The ironstone is more resistant to erosion than the surrounding terrain, so ancient valleys eventually become plateaus. Regarding their location, the most important and commercially exploited deposits of this type are found in 1. Pilbara region, Occidental Australia. Worldwide, this is the premier region for CID. Notable examples include Yandikawajana, Yendi. This is the world's largest channel iron deposit. It is operated by Rio Tinto and BHP. This deposit encompasses a paleochannel system more than 80 kilometers long. Robe River, located in the Panawanica zone, where the mesas formations, A, J, K, etc., stand out. These plateaus are perfect examples of the relief inversion mentioned previously. 2. The Peace River, Alberta, Canada. Although less well known than the Australian deposits, they host pisolitic sedimentary deposits of Cretaceous age. They were formed in shallow marine and transitional environments, in contrast to the fluvial channels of Australia. 3. Wadi Shadi, Libya. Located in the Sahara Craton, this deposit contains huge oolitic and pisolitic iron reserves of Devonian age. Though geologically massive, its remote location has limited its large-scale exploitation compared to Pilbara. 4. Deposits in Kazakhstan and Europe. There are minor deposits of this type in the Lysychovsk region, in Kazakhstan, and in some areas of France and Luxembourg, minette-type iron ore, though the latter are more oolitic, smaller grains, than pisolitic. The next chapter will be the last one of this season of the Geoestima podcast, where we will wrap up this series of episodes dedicated to the most common ore deposits, beginning with porphyry copper, IOCG, gold, VMS, and today, iron deposits. We invite you to stay tuned for our next chapter, where we will continue talking and learning more about the geological mining metallurgical business in Chile and around the world.